Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make pumpkin sausage soup. What I have going in the pan right now is just 1 pound of ground sausage. You can use pork sausage or venison sausage, whatever kind of sausage that you prefer. It just has one of those little 1 pound containers of it, and this is a recipe you can multiply. I like to multiply it when I can and put it up in the freezer for later because it is just such a good soup. It's very hearty and easy to make. So what I'm going to do right now is go ahead and get my sausage browning. And to this, the recipe calls for 1/2 cup of onions. I always use way more onions than that. So I just, pretty much dump them in until it looks like I have enough. And it calls for minced. These are chopped, but they're not minced. But if you don't like a big chunky onion like this, by all means, mince it up, make it smaller, especially if you have kids that are not fond of large chunks of onion. That's probably a good 1.5 cups or so, maybe, of onions, something along those lines. I just put them in until I think I have enough. But like I said, the original recipe is 1/2 cup minced. But I make mine a little chunkier. My sausage is almost browned and the onions are softening up and starting to brown. So to this, I'm going to go ahead and add my garlic. The original recipe calls for 1 clove. This is definitely more than a clove, but we like things garlicky, so I'm just going to add in, that's probably, I don't know, 1/2 tablespoon maybe of garlic. And I'm just going to add that in. And then to this are mushrooms. This is just 1 container of mushrooms. And I chop them up into pieces that do not resemble mushrooms, because if you ask my son, he does not like mushrooms and he does not like pumpkin. And those are the 2 main ingredients in this meal. So by chopping them up like this and calling it something other than pumpkin sausage soup, he eats it. So to the sausage that's browning, I'm going to just go ahead and add in my chopped mushrooms. And mix those in real well. And to this, I'm going to add in, it calls for 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning, but I always add more than 1 tablespoon because I like the Italian. I think it gives it really good flavor. So add that in. And some salt and pepper. You probably don't need too much salt because of the sausage, but we like to add just a little more salt and pepper into the dish. Turn my heat down to medium because everything is brown. Just mix all that in together. Then I'm going to add in my pumpkin. It's just 1 can of pure pumpkin. Just mix this in real well. And added to this is going to be 4 cups of chicken broth. And then you're going to cover it and let it simmer until everything has been cooked in well together. I cover mine and let it simmer for probably about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but then I uncover and let some of the moisture evaporate because we like a thicker, heartier soup. I mean, you can see how really liquidy this is if it's like this. But I bring it up, make sure the mushrooms and the onions, everything are cooked really well. And then I uncover to let it thicken. And I'll come back when it has thickened up. The soup has cooked down and thickened up. You can see that it is not nearly as liquidy as it was before. And the final step to make this creamy, it calls for half a cup of heavy whipping cream. I don't usually have heavy whipping cream in the house, so I substitute either half and half or milk. If you want to give this dish a different flavor, you can use almond milk or coconut milk and season it with some turmeric or curry, and that gives the dish a completely different flavor. So just mix all that in, and it will give it a nice creamy consistency. And dish it up. And tonight's dinner will be paired with a Greek salad and some peaches and plums and a bowl of soup. Enjoy!